All right, so it's been roughly a week now since I made a video on the channel. My apologies for that. I do have a lot of exams since I'm in school right now, and I do have work as well. So yeah, I'm ready to make a new video talking about the Apple ecosystem and comparing that to the Samsung ecosystem. So I want to talk about which one I like more, which one I think is better, and which one just generally have more products, and just compare both of them in this video. So if you watch the video and you do enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe, because I am growing in subscribers. I'm very small YouTuber, only have roughly 328 subscribers right now. So you guys can subscribe and join me in my YouTube journey. So let's get right into the battle of the ecosystems, Apple versus Samsung. All right, so these companies generally have the same amount of products, generally have the same type of products as well. But Apple just does their software just a little bit differently than other companies. For example, when Apple want to update their iOS devices, iPadOS devices, macOS devices, it's all done at the same time. But not only that, is that some of the features that you can see on a Mac, you can also see on an iPhone, or you can also see it on an iPad. So the feature parity between all of them is very good. So not only do they do it roughly around the same time, they share a lot of the same features that can connect to each other. Not only that, Apple does use different pieces of the Apple ecosystem to enhance other products. For example, Apple created a new feature that allows you to use your phone as a webcam. It's nothing special, but the thing is that it automatically connects, and you can decide to disconnect or connect it. So the fact that it just does it automatically, and it knows when your phone is there, when you can use your phone as a webcam, etc., that's the ecosystem feature. Another thing is that the new AirPods Pros, you can use it as lossless audio with your Apple Vision Pro. So Apple's already doing ecosystem flexes with a product that's not even out yet. And another one that I really love is that if you bring your laptop or iPad next to a Mac, you can use one mouse, one keyboard, and stretch it out between devices automatically. You don't have to set anything up in the settings. It just knows that your computer is there, and you can automatically just use it as an extra monitor. So these different features is what Apple is actually enhancing their ecosystem with. Obviously, you can probably do all these things that I mentioned with the Samsung ecosystem, but you're probably gonna have to set something up. Samsung do make laptops, but they do use Windows. So there's probably an app or a setting that you have to put up to allow that parity to happen. I'm not sure that Samsung can automatically connect your phone as a webcam to your computer without having to set something up, because Windows and Android don't really talk to each other. So when it comes to which one is actually better, there's not one that's better than the other one when it comes to products itself. It comes to the link between these different products, then I would say that Apple does have a better link between different products and just have a better way of enhancing the ecosystem. Samsung is at a disadvantage because it does use different software, but I do feel like if Samsung were making their own software, this would be a whole different story. But let's get right into who has the better variety of products. Let's get into that next. All right, so I did mention that Samsung and Apple generally have the same type of products. That is currently true. But Samsung have pieces of the ecosystem that people don't really know is a piece of the ecosystem. When I talk about these products, I'm talking about the dryers, their washers, their fridges, their vacuum cleaners, and all of these different products can sync very well with the Samsung ecosystem. And that's one thing that Apple doesn't do. They stick to computers. They stick to the phones, tablet, laptops, desktops. They don't really make washers, fridges, and dryers. So it is a different story when it comes to how expansive the ecosystem can really be. Samsung have a very big, expansive piece of the ecosystem. They have pieces that are probably less important and pieces that are probably more important. The fact that they have very good variety is actually pretty good, because everyone needs a washer and dryer. Everyone needs a fridge. So why not just get a Samsung fridge, Samsung washer, Samsung dryer, and have it connect to your Samsung ecosystem? Set a timer for the washer. Get a notification when your washer and dryer is done. Set a timer or a schedule for your robot vacuum to run around and clean the house. All of these different pieces of the Samsung ecosystem might not be seen as a piece of the ecosystem, but it's a very large piece that people could take for granted. And that's one thing that Apple is definitely going to lose on, because they really focus on specific devices and don't really expand their ecosystem largely. this could be good and bad at the same time, because if you have too many pieces of the ecosystem, you can feel like the ecosystem is probably diluted. I saw a post from an ex-user called Apple Leaker talking about the fact that Samsung ecosystem isn't as good as people want to make it out to be, because the products that they have, like the washer, the dryer, the speakers or whatever, can be connected to your iPhone. My take on this is it doesn't mean that you can use different products from a specific ecosystem on other devices that it dilutes the ecosystem, because people are conflicting walled garden and ecosystem. Ecosystem is specifically just how different things work together in unison, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to only work with Samsung devices. It probably works better with Samsung devices, or it probably doesn't. But as long as all of these products are in the Samsung ecosystem, so you can count it as a part of the ecosystem. But the fact that it works on other devices like your Google phone or your iPhone doesn't necessarily mean that it's no longer an ecosystem. So that's one thing that I want to address, is that people conflict a lot walled garden and ecosystem. Apple has a walled garden. All of their products only work with Apple products. All of their software only work with Apple products. Samsung has a different approach. So they have a device that you can use with their own other devices that might work better, but you can also use it with other devices, so it won't stop you. So yeah, that's my take on it. Samsung does have a better variety of products, therefore having a better expansive ecosystem. But Apple has a close, tight-knit ecosystem that probably works better together, but is not as expansive as you might think. Yeah, so let me know in the comments. I want to know, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer Apple style, where you have a tight-knit group, and then from there, certain things that might be too expansive, you reach out to other ecosystems? Or do you prefer having a more expansive ecosystem that allows other devices to use those same products? Finally, up next, I'm going to talk about which one I actually prefer. And don't get it twisted, I am deeply in the Apple ecosystem, but it doesn't mean I prefer the Apple ecosystem. Let's talk about it. All right, so let's talk about my verdict on which one I prefer. So on one hand, you have the Apple ecosystem that is a tight-knit group of products that work very, very well together. And on the other hand, you have an expansive ecosystem that works a little bit less well together, but work very, very good and has a variety of options. And being an Apple user my whole life, it is kind of intriguing to see that the Samsung ecosystem allows you to choose a variety of products while staying within the ecosystem. For example, someone that wants a high-end phone can easily go with the Samsung S23 Ultra, and someone that wants a low-end phone can go with the Samsung A series. If they want a folding phone, they can go with the Z Flip or the Z Fold. If they want a big, large tablet, they can go with Samsung Galaxy S Tab 9. If they want a laptop, they can get a laptop with Windows. And all these different products are all within the same ecosystem. And if we get into the extras of the ecosystem, like a robot vacuum, a washer, dryer, or a fridge, for example, that just expands the ecosystem even more and allows you to integrate more products into that ecosystem. So if you're coming in free from any ecosystem and you want to join in all the way in, do you want to join in one that's already selected, handpicked, and works in unison? Or want to pick one that allows you free reign into switching out different things, different styles, and still having that connection between those different devices? Me personally, I would personally go with the Apple ecosystem, because I want to make sure that the products that they picked are working together the best way that they possibly can, and not necessarily having the most amount of products. But that being said, I am planning on integrating the Samsung ecosystem. I'm going to try and get into the Samsung ecosystem right before the Galaxy S24 Ultra comes out, because I will be reviewing that phone and I want to be accustomed to the ecosystem and get used to the ecosystem and review it for myself. So maybe I might make another video after I've used the Samsung ecosystem. I might get a Samsung watch. I'm not too sure about the Samsung Galaxy Buds, but I'm still hesitant about it. I will be getting a Samsung phone. So I did leave a poll on the YouTube community about the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra or the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and which one I should get for a video. And it does look like the Galaxy Z Flip 5 is winning. I will be leaving it up a couple days after this video. So if you guys want to vote on that one, go on the community tab and vote for it. That's about it for now. I will be making more videos, so like and subscribe because I am going to be growing in subscribers. I'm going to be going on the grind and not stopping. So if you want to join me on my grind, on my YouTube grind, subscribe and join the channel and leave a comment so we can actually talk about these different products that we're talking about in this video. So yeah, see you guys on the next video. Peace.